Hello friends, how are you? In yesterday class, we discussed about oxidation and reduction. Hope that topic is clear in your mind. And after that, we also discussed about the neutralization reaction, in which we discussed about that what is neutralization reaction and how the salt is formed and which factors decide the nature of the salt. Now, in today's class, I'm starting one more important topic, that is catalyst. That is catalyst. The questions come in our mind, that is what is catalyst? Let me discuss about it. To understand its concept, let me take one example. In our class, suppose between you and your friend that was a misunderstanding and both of you gets angry on each other. Now a third friend which is common between you and your friend, with which you fight, okay, involved, your involved friend, that third friend, can roll the work of catalyst. How? It may be possible that he slow down the possibility of fight between you and your friend, like that. Suppose he can say that uh, to you that your friend with which you fight is really like your brother, he is your true friend, and something like that. So it results that the fight which may be possible decreases their chances, that means get slow down. Similarly, one more friend which can increase the chances of fight, he can say to you that your friend with which you fight it is your biggest enemy, and something like that. In that case, he increased the possibility of the fight between you and that of the your friend. That friend which was intermediate, working like a catalyst, he is either slowing or either increasing the rate of reaction, the rate that reaction, that is fight, increasing the rate of reaction. Got it? Similarly, those substances which change the rate of reaction, that means either increase the rate or decrease the rate, increase the rate or decrease the rate, that means change the rate of reaction, but themselves remain unchanged, but themselves remain unchanged, are called catalyst, are called catalyst. In other words, we can say that catalyst change the rate of reaction but do not participate in the reaction, remain unaffected, remain unaffected. Okay, so we can also define the catalyst as those substances which change the rate or velocity of reaction but do not participate in the reaction are called catalyst, are called catalyst. And the phenomena is known as catalysis, phenomena is known as catalysis, that means changing the rate of reaction, that phenomena is known as catalysis. Got it? For example, vegetable oil, that is which obtained in the from the plant, when we do the hydrogenation reaction, then we add nickel, then we add nickel, which increase the rate of reaction, that means which fast this reaction and convert them into vegetable ghee. Okay, so here this nickel is doing the work of catalyst, it is doing the work of catalyst. Got it? I'm again repeating, those substances which change the rate of reaction, but themselves remain unchanged. But they themselves remain unchanged, unaffected, or we can also say that, but do not participate in the chemical reaction, are called catalyst, and the phenomena is known as catalysis. Okay, now let me move the next topic, that is types of catalyst. Types of catalyst, there is various type of classification of the catalyst, out of which two, which is in our syllabus, we will discuss here. The first type of classification of the catalyst is on the basis of the physical states. On the basis of the physical states. On the basis of the physical state, there are two types of catalyst. One is homogeneous catalyst and second is heterogeneous catalyst. First is homogeneous and second one is heterogeneous catalyst. When the physical state of catalyst is same with the reactant, maybe product also, but main thing is it should be same with the reactant, then it is called homogeneous catalyst. But if the physical state of catalyst and reactant are different, are different, then it is called heterogeneous catalyst. If both of the that means reactant and catalyst have same physical state, then catalyst is called homogeneous, and if that is different, then it is heterogeneous catalyst. Got it? And the actions is called homogeneous catalysis or heterogeneous catalysis, depend on that is a homogeneous or that is a heterogeneous. Got it? Now let me read about it. When the physical state of catalyst is same with the reactant, maybe product also, then it is called homogeneous catalyst, and its action, that means that section, is called homogeneous catalysis. Okay, now let me consider the example to understand about it. The conversion of the sulfur dioxide into sulfur trioxide by reacting with the oxygen. In this reaction, we use nitrous oxide. We use nitrous oxide gas. Here, reactant is gas and catalyst is also gas. So physical state is same. So that's come in the category of homogeneous catalyst. Similarly, if we consider the next example, that is hydrolysis of esters. Hydrolysis of esters. Here, the example of the hydrolysis of methyl acetate. Hydrolysis of that is ethyl acetate. Ethyl acetate, and that is also ethanol. Sorry for that. That is ethyl acetate. In the hydrolysis of ethyl acetate, hydrolysis, that means dissociation with the help of water. Okay, so in the hydrolysis of ester, we have to use any acid. They are in aqueous condition because water is present, so they are in aqueous condition. HCl is also in aqueous condition, so that's its example of homogeneous. We can also say that this is liquid, that is liquid, so that is homogeneous catalyst. Okay, this reaction is important, and that is also. Now second one is heterogeneous catalyst. As we already discussed about that, when the physical state of catalyst is different from reactant and product. When the physical state of catalyst is different from reactant and product, then it is called heterogeneous catalyst, and its action is called heterogeneous catalysis. Heterogeneous catalysis. Got it? The examples of that, in the reaction of making of ammonia, to catalyze this reaction we can add iron, which increase its rate of reaction. Since there is nitrogen gas, that is hydrogen gas, but that is iron which is solid, so physical state is different, so that's come in the category of heterogeneous catalyst. Similarly, in the hydrogenation of the vegetable oil reaction, we use nickel catalyst, which is solid. Vegetable oil, that is liquid, hydrogen gas, that is gas, and that is solid. Since its physical state is different from the reactant, so that come in the category of heterogeneous catalyst. I am again repeating, if the physical state of reactant and catalyst are same, then it is called homogeneous catalyst. And if the physical state of reactant and product are different, are different, then it is called heterogeneous catalyst. Got it? Now, second classification is on the basis of the catalytic action. That means how the catalyst work, or on which substances it work, or where it is work. That means it catalytic action either be slow fast, inside our body, outside our body, that is. So on the basis of the catalytic action, it is divided into various categories, out of which first is positive catalyst. As their name indicating, positive, that means they increase the rate of reaction. That catalyst increase the rate of reaction are known as positive catalyst. So we can define that those catalysts which increase the rate of reaction are called positive catalyst. Okay, all the example we discussed in the starting of, from the starting of the catalyst, comes in the category of positive catalyst. For example, in the conversion of sulfur dioxide into sulfur trioxide, we discussed about the use of nitrous oxide, that increase the rate of reaction, so that comes in the category of positive catalyst. Similarly, in the thermal decomposition of the potassium chlorate, if we add magnesium oxide, magnesium oxide, then its rate of reaction increased. Got it? So that also come in the category of positive catalyst. Second one is negative catalyst. As the name indicating, negative, that means those catalysts which slow down the reaction, or we can say that those catalysts which decrease the rate of reaction. Those catalysts which decrease the rate of reaction are called negative catalyst. Got it? Negative catalyst and its examples are very important for our exam. Clear? The first example is glycerol. About the glycerol, that is hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide, whenever we left it in open, whenever left in environment, it decompose into water and release oxygen gas. Okay, the hydrogen peroxide decompose into water and oxygen gas whenever we left in environment. Okay, since it is very important chemical in the industries also, in the beauty products also. Okay, that's why we have to stop or slow down the conversion of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen. For that purpose, glycerol is added. Glycerol is a negative catalyst. Which slow down the decomposition of the hydrogen peroxide. It slows down the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. That means the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide into water and oxygen becomes slow when we add glycerol. When we add glycerol. Got it? That's why in the storage of the peroxides, for example, hydrogen peroxide, glycerol, small amount of glycerol is added. Okay. Now, how the question can ask by the teacher? He can ask that why the glycerol is added in the hydrogen peroxide during the storage of hydrogen peroxide. So you have to write the chemical reaction and give the explanation about that. Clear? Second example, which is very important for exam, that is about ethanol alcohol, that is chloroform. When the chloroform openly left it react with the oxygen and convert into a poisonous gas phosgene. Convert into poisonous gas phosgene and release hydrochloric acid. This gas is very poisonous. Since we need chloroform in the various purpose, it is useful but that is harmful. So we have to make sure that chloroform remain in that CHCl3. It do not convert into phosgene. For that purpose, alcohol C2H5OH is added. It also act as negative catalyst. Also act as negative catalyst which slow down the chemical reaction. Which slow down the chemical reaction. Okay? So that's why chloroform in the storage of chloroform ethanol is added. If the question come out that why the chloroform in why the ethanol is added in the storage of chloroform, then we have to write this answer. Ethanol act as negative catalyst which slow down the oxidation of chloroform into poisonous gas phosgene. Therefore, small amount of ethanol is added. Third, autocatalyst, which is also very important question for exam. When the product which is formed in reaction act as catalyst and increase the rate of reaction, then such product is called autocatalyst. Such product is called autocatalyst. Got it? Again the same reaction which we discussed, that is in the hydrolysis of ester, the acid is formed, and when the acid is formed, it starts the work of catalyst and increase the reaction. Here the formed product is doing the work of catalyst, so that is called autocatalyst. Got it? Which acid is formed is depend on the ester. That part convert into acid and that part convert into alcohol. Here we use the ethyl acetate, so it formed into acetic, convert into acetic acid and form ethanol. Okay. Next one is biocatalyst or enzymes. Those substances which catalyze the biochemical reactions of living organisms. That means those reactions which works in our body, in means that is living organisms, are known as enzymes, or we can say that those substances which increase the rate of the biochemical reactions of living organisms are called biocatalysts. Urease, maltase, maltase, fructase, lactase, and various enzymes which present in living organisms body to perform the particular functions comes in the category of biocatalyst. Like that is urea. Urease enzyme decompose or convert into ammonia and release carbon dioxide gas. Similarly, maltase, which is our food, by the action of that is maltose, which is our food, by the action of the maltase enzyme, convert into two glucose molecules. Okay. Now, the next topic is catalyst promoter and catalyst inhibitors. Catalyst promoter and catalyst inhibitors. As the name indicating, catalyst promoter, which increase the catalytic action, or we can say that activity of catalyst increased, are called catalyst promoter, while those chemicals which decrease the activity of catalyst or decrease the catalytic action of catalyst are known as negative catalyst. Okay. In the reaction of the formation of ammonia, iron and molybdenum are used. Here, iron is doing the work of catalyst while molybdenum is catalyst promoter. Molybdenum is catalyst promoter. Similarly, in the hydrogenation of the vegetable oil, nickel and copper are used. Here, nickel is catalyst and copper is catalyst promoter, which increase the action of the nickel. One thing let me clear you, catalyst promoter do not increase the rate of reaction, they increase the reactivity or the catalytic action of catalyst. If the catalyst is positive, then because of the catalyst promoter it work more effectively, that means it in the rate of reaction will increase. And if it is negative catalyst and catalyst promoter are present, then they increase the power of increase the activity of negative catalyst, and negative catalyst slowing down. So final result is, because of that catalyst promoter, the reaction will more slow down. But here they do not directly participate, they act on the catalyst. Okay. Second is catalyst poison or catalyst inhibitor. As we discussed, those chemicals which decrease the rate of activity of catalyst or the catalytic power of catalyst are known as catalytic inhibitor. For example, in the reaction of the making of ammonia, if carbon monoxide is present, then it act as catalyst poison. It act as catalyst poison and slow down the action of catalyst iron. Got it? On the basis of that topic, one question can ask that why carbon dioxide free environment is needed in ammonia production. As we discussed, in ammonia production, carbon monoxide act as catalyst poison which slow down the activity of iron. Hence, the reaction decrease the production of ammonia. Directly do not decrease, it slow down the iron. Okay. Now the properties of catalyst, which is last topic of our chapter. Catalysts are responsible for change of rate of reaction, but they do not bring any change in the chemical composition of the reaction. They only change the rate of reaction. That means they can slow down or they can fast the reaction, but do not change the chemical composition. That means in the presence of catalyst, it is not possible that different kind of product is formed. Different kind of products is formed other than those reactions which are without catalyst. That means if any reaction making a particular product in the presence of catalyst, the product formation will increase or decrease, but it is not possible that the product chemical composition is different. Got it? Second, they required in very small quantity. The amount of catalyst required in very small quantity. Okay, because they are not consumed in chemical reaction, that's why very small quantity is sufficient. Third, they do not start any reaction. They can only change the rate of reaction. If any reaction is proceeding, then the rate change the rate of reaction, but it is not possible that they start the reaction. If any reaction is not proceeding, that means reactant and product are not reacting, reactants are not reacting, then how much catalyst you can add but the reaction will not start. Yep. Fourth point is, for each reaction a particular catalyst is needed. It means a single catalyst cannot catalyze all the reaction. A particular catalyst is needed for particular reaction. Fifth one, that is catalyst equally affect the rate of both forward and backward reaction of reversible reaction. If the reaction is reversible, then catalyst will equally affect the forward and backward reaction. That means if it is increasing the rate of forward reaction, then it also increase the rate of backward reaction. Clear? 6. Catalysts are more active at a particular temperature. That means a specific temperature is required at which they work effectively or more active. The maximum catalyzing work performed at that temperature. If the temperature is changed, then the catalytic action will also change and mostly it will decrease. Suppose a catalyst is effectively work at 25 degrees Celsius, and if you decrease the temperature or increase the temperature, then definitely the catalytic action of catalyst will decrease. Got it? Hope you like it. Thank you.